It was 4:30 a.m. The world was asleep, but one man was already on his feet. He laced up his worn-out running shoes and stepped out into the cold morning air. His name was Daniel. A year ago, he was just another guy who hit the snooze button 5 times before dragging himself out of bed. But today, he was different, because today, discipline had become his superpower. This transformation didn't happen overnight. It wasn't motivation that got him here, it was discipline. The ability to do what needed to be done, even when he didn't feel like it. That's the secret many never unlock. In How to Be Disciplined, Sheldon Howe unravels the mystery behind self-discipline, showing us how the world's most successful people build unshakable habits that lead to extraordinary results. The truth? Discipline isn't about punishing yourself. It's about freeing yourself. Freeing yourself from procrastination, distractions, and the constant battle with your own mind. But here's the catch. Discipline isn't something you're born with. It's something you train. And in this book, Howe gives us the exact tools to master it. Let's begin. Part 2. The Myth of Motivation. Most people believe they need motivation to take action. They wait for the perfect moment, the spark of inspiration that will finally push them forward. But Sheldon Howe exposes a hard truth. Motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes like the wind. If you rely on motivation, you'll never be consistent. And without consistency, discipline is impossible. Think about it. How many times have you felt excited about a new goal? Going to the gym, waking up early, starting a new project, only to lose that excitement a few days later? That's because motivation fades. It's emotional, and emotions are fleeting. Take Daniel, for example. In the beginning, he was pumped up, watching videos of athletes training at dawn, listening to motivational speeches. But by the 3rd day, the excitement was gone. The bed was warm, the air outside was freezing, and his brain whispered, "Just sleep a little more. You can start tomorrow." This is where most people fail. They think discipline is about feeling strong every day, but true discipline is doing the work even when you don't feel like it. Howe breaks it down into a simple formula. Action first, feelings later. Don't wait to feel like doing something. Start doing it, and the motivation will follow. When you act despite not wanting to, you rewire your brain. You teach yourself that your feelings don't control your actions. You do. And that is where real power begins. Part 3. The Habit Loop. How discipline becomes automatic. At first, discipline feels like a battle. Waking up early, resisting junk food, focusing on work, it all seems exhausting. But Sheldon Howe reveals that discipline isn't about struggling forever. The goal is to make it effortless. How? By turning discipline into a habit. Every habit follows a simple pattern. Cue arrow routine, arrow reward. Let's break it down. Daniel, the man who transformed his life through discipline, didn't start as a disciplined person. In the beginning, every morning felt like a war against his own mind. But he created a system. 1 cue. He set his alarm and placed his running shoes right next to his bed. The moment he woke up, the shoes were the first thing he saw. 2 routine. He didn't think. He didn't negotiate. He just got up, put on the shoes, and stepped outside. 3 reward. After his run, he felt amazing. His mind was clear, his energy was high, and he felt in control of his life. At first, he forced himself, but after repeating this pattern daily, it became automatic. His brain linked waking up with running. No motivation was needed, it was just what he did. Howe explains that the brain is like a machine. It follows patterns. The more you repeat an action, the easier it becomes. The mistake most people make? They try to rely on willpower alone, but willpower is like a battery. It drains fast. The key is to remove the need for willpower by creating systems. If you want to eat healthier, don't just try to eat better. Remove junk food from your house so you don't have to resist temptation. If you want to read more, place your book where you can see it instead of your phone. If you want to focus on work, block distractions in advance. Discipline isn't about forcing yourself every day. It's about designing your environment so that good habits become the default. And once discipline becomes automatic, success becomes inevitable. Part 4. The Power of Identity. Becoming a disciplined person. Most people fail at discipline because they focus only on what they do, not who they are. Sheldon Howe reveals a powerful truth. Discipline isn't just about actions, it's about identity. Let's go back to Daniel. In the beginning, he forced himself to wake up early, exercise, and stay consistent. But deep down, he still saw himself as a lazy person trying to be disciplined. That mindset made things harder. Every morning felt like a struggle because his identity didn't match his actions. Then everything changed when he made one simple shift. Instead of saying, "I'm trying to be disciplined," he told himself, "I am a disciplined person." That small change rewired his mindset. He no longer debated whether to wake up early because a disciplined person doesn't hit snooze. He no longer fought himself about skipping workouts because a disciplined person exercises daily. Your identity shapes your actions. If you believe you're lazy, you'll always struggle with discipline. But if you start seeing yourself as a disciplined person, your actions will align with that belief. Howe suggests a simple method to build a new identity. Step 1. Affirm the identity you want. Instead of saying, "I need to stop procrastinating," say, "I am the kind of person who takes action immediately." Instead of saying, "I need to eat healthy," say, "I am someone who fuels my body with good food." Step 2. Prove it with small wins. Every time you wake up early, you reinforce the identity of a disciplined person. Every time you resist distractions and focus on work, you prove that you are committed. Every time you follow through on your plans, you strengthen your new self-image. Discipline isn't about forcing yourself forever. It's about becoming the kind of person who naturally does the right things. And once you change your identity, discipline stops being a struggle. It becomes who you are. Part 5. The 5-second rule. Winning the battle against your mind. Even after building discipline, there will always be moments when your mind tries to resist. Sheldon Howe explains that the brain is wired for comfort. It will always search for an excuse to avoid effort. Just 5 more minutes of sleep. I'll start tomorrow. I don't feel like it right now. Sound familiar? This is the mind's way of keeping you in your comfort zone. But Howe shares a simple yet powerful trick to silence this inner resistance. The 5-second rule. Whenever you feel hesitation, count down from 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. No thinking, no debating, just act. This method works because it interrupts your brain's habit of overthinking. Instead of giving your mind time to talk you out of action, you move instantly. Daniel used this every morning. The second his alarm rang, his brain started whispering, "Stay in bed? Just a little longer." But before the excuses could take over, he counted 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and he was out of bed. No debate, no second guessing. This technique works for anything. Need to start a task? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open your laptop. Struggling to exercise? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Put on your shoes. Hesitating to speak up in a meeting? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Say it. The longer you wait, the stronger the resistance becomes. But when you act within 5 seconds, you bypass hesitation entirely. Discipline isn't about never feeling lazy. It's about beating that feeling before it wins. And with this simple rule, you take back control. Part 6. The secret to long-term discipline. Focus on the process, not the outcome. Most people set big goals. I want to lose 20 kilograms. I want to make $1 million. I want to wake up at 5 a.m. every day. But Sheldon Howe reveals a harsh truth. Goals don't make people disciplined. Systems do. The problem with focusing only on goals is that they feel overwhelming. If you tell yourself, "I have to lose 20 kilograms, it feels like a mountain too big to climb. But if you say, "I will exercise for 30 minutes today," it feels doable. That's the key. Shift your focus from the outcome to the process. Daniel learned this lesson the hard way. When he started his fitness journey, he constantly checked the scale, hoping for fast results. But when progress was slow, he felt frustrated and almost gave up. Then he changed his mindset. Instead of obsessing over the number on the scale, he focused on small daily actions. Drink water instead of soda. Exercise for 30 minutes, no matter what. Sleep on time to have more energy. And something amazing happened. The pressure disappeared. The process became easier. And over time, the results came naturally. Howe explains that disciplined people don't wake up thinking about their big goals every day. They focus on the small, consistent actions that move them forward. Want to write a book? Don't stress about finishing 300 pages, just write one paragraph today. Want to build a business? Don't worry about making millions, just focus on one small step each day. Want to get in shape? Forget about the six-pack, just show up at the gym today. Discipline isn't about big leaps, it's about small, consistent steps. And if you focus on the process instead of the outcome, success becomes inevitable. Part 7. The role of pain and discomfort in discipline. Learn to love the hard things. Most people avoid discomfort. They think discipline means making life harder than it needs to be. But Sheldon Howe reveals a surprising truth. Pain and struggle are not the enemy. They are the path. Look at anyone who has achieved something great. Athletes, entrepreneurs, artists, what do they all have in common? They embrace discomfort. Daniel used to be like everyone else. He avoided pain at all costs. If a workout felt too hard, he skipped it. If work felt overwhelming, he procrastinated. If a challenge seemed too big, he gave up before even trying. But then he changed one simple belief. Hard things make me stronger. Every time he faced discomfort, instead of running from it, he leaned in. Feeling tired during a workout? That's my body growing stronger. Struggling to focus on work? This is how my mind becomes sharper. Feeling fear before taking action? This is where real progress begins. And suddenly, discomfort wasn't something to avoid. It was something to seek out. Howe explains that every time you push through discomfort, you train your brain to handle more. Your threshold for pain increases and things that once felt impossible start to feel normal. Think about it. The first time you lift weights, it's painful. But after weeks of training, the same weight feels easy. The first time you work 10 hours in a day, it's exhausting. But after months of consistency, it becomes your new normal. The first time you wake up at 5 a.m., it feels unbearable. But after weeks of doing it, it's just another morning. Most people wait for things to feel easy before they take action. But the truth is, nothing gets easier. You just get stronger. Discipline is about teaching yourself to handle more discomfort than the average person. Because the more discomfort you can handle, the greater your success will be. So don't run from the hard things. Chase them. That's where transformation happens. Part 8. Eliminating willpower. Make discipline automatic. Most people think discipline is about having strong willpower. But Sheldon Howe reveals something surprising. The most disciplined people don't rely on willpower at all. Why? Because willpower is unreliable. Think about it. Some days you feel motivated and some days you don't. Some mornings you wake up ready to work and some mornings you struggle to get out of bed. Some weeks you're focused and some weeks you feel distracted. If you depend on willpower, you'll always have inconsistent results. The real secret to discipline? Remove willpower from the equation. The power of systems and environment. Howe explains that disciplined people design their lives in a way that makes the right choices automatic. Instead of using willpower to resist temptations, they remove the temptations altogether. Daniel struggled with distractions. Every time he sat down to work, his phone notifications pulled him in. He wasted hours scrolling through social media even though he knew it was ruining his productivity. Then he made one simple change. He stopped trying to resist his phone. Instead, he removed the temptation completely. He put his phone in another room while working. He deleted social media apps from his phone. He replaced his screen time with a book. Suddenly, focus wasn't a battle anymore because there was nothing left to resist. Design your life for automatic discipline. The key to lasting discipline is making the right choices easy and the wrong choices difficult. Want to work out consistently? Keep your gym clothes next to your bed so you see them first thing in the morning. Want to eat healthy? Don't keep junk food at home. If it's not there, you won't eat it. Want to stop wasting time? Block distracting websites and keep your phone away during deep work. Make discipline effortless by setting up your environment for success. Because when good choices become automatic, you don't need willpower, you just take action. Part 9. Mastering self-control, the art of delayed gratification. Most people struggle with discipline because they chase instant rewards. Junk food tastes good now, even though it leads to weight gain later. Scrolling social media feels fun now, even though it wastes time later. Skipping a workout is easy now, even though it weakens your body later. Sheldon Howe explains that the key to true discipline is mastering delayed gratification. This means choosing long-term rewards over short-term pleasure. The problem? Your brain is wired for instant gratification. It's the same brain that kept our ancestors alive thousands of years ago. When food was scarce, they needed to eat whenever they found it. When danger was near, they needed to react immediately. But today, this ancient brain is working against us. We live in a world of endless temptations. Fast food, dopamine-packed apps, 10-second entertainment, all designed to keep you hooked right now. So how do you rewire your brain to resist short-term pleasure? The 10-minute rule. Outsmarting your impulses. Daniel had a problem. He constantly gave in to distractions. He wanted to work, but every time he sat down, he felt the urge to check his phone. So he used one of Howe's most powerful techniques, the 10-minute rule. Whenever he felt the urge to procrastinate, he told himself, "I can do it, but after 10 minutes." Then he focused on his work for just 10 minutes. And what happened? By the time 10 minutes passed, the urge disappeared. Why? Because impulses are temporary. If you delay them, they weaken and fade. You can use this trick for anything. Rock it. Want to eat junk food? Wait 10 minutes. Want to skip your workout? Wait 10 minutes. Want to quit working early? Wait 10 minutes. Most of the time, by the time 10 minutes pass, you won't even want to do it anymore. The real power of discipline. Future you versus present you. Howe explains that discipline comes down to one question. Are you making decisions for your present self or your future self? Weak people let their present self control them. They take the easy path, seek comfort, and avoid struggle. Disciplined people act for their future self. They make the hard choices today so that their future is better tomorrow. The more you choose future you over present you, the stronger your discipline becomes. And eventually, discipline isn't something you fight for. It's just who you are. Part 10. Becoming unstoppable. The identity shift that changes everything. By now, you understand the strategies: building habits, eliminating willpower, embracing discomfort, and delaying gratification. But Sheldon Howe reveals the final and most powerful step to mastering discipline. Stop thinking of discipline as something you do, and start seeing it as who you are. Most people approach discipline the wrong way. They think, I need to be more disciplined. I should force myself to wake up early. I have to push through my workouts. But the most disciplined people don't think like this. Instead, they see themselves as a disciplined person. A disciplined person doesn't struggle to wake up early, it's just what they do. A disciplined person doesn't need motivation to work out. It's just who they are. A disciplined person doesn't waste time procrastinating. They value their time too much. This is called identity-based discipline. The power of identity, acting as the person you want to become. Daniel struggled for years with self-discipline. He would try for a few weeks, then fall back into old habits. But then he learned a simple trick from Howe. Instead of forcing discipline, he started seeing himself as a disciplined person. Whenever he faced a challenge, he asked himself, what would a disciplined person do? And he acted accordingly. A disciplined person wouldn't hit snooze, they'd get up immediately. A disciplined person wouldn't skip a workout, they'd show up no matter what. A disciplined person wouldn't waste hours scrolling on their phone, they'd use that time to improve. Day by day, decision by decision, he became that disciplined person. And something incredible happened. Discipline was no longer something he had to force, it became effortless. The final secret: you are always choosing an identity. Right now, you are constantly choosing between two identities. The person who makes excuses, avoids hard work, and stays stuck. The person who takes action, embraces challenges, and moves forward. With every choice you make, you reinforce one of these identities. So from this moment forward, stop saying you're trying to be disciplined. Instead, be disciplined. Not tomorrow, not next week. Right now. Because the moment you see yourself as a disciplined person, that's the moment you become one. And that's the power of discipline. It's not about motivation. It's not about willpower. It's about building habits, designing your environment, and becoming the kind of person who follows through, no matter what. Because discipline isn't something you force, it's something you live. If you found this summary valuable, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful insights from life-changing books. And remember, every decision you make shapes your future. So, what will you choose today? Stay disciplined, stay unstoppable,